Alright guys, real quick, I want to show you this property. I just picked this one up recently, and it's a pretty good property. A little small property, but I'm going to show you the whole thing real quick. And I want you guys to pay attention to how big it is as far as cutting area. Okay, here's the back of it. It's approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripes, 5 passes, if you will, on that side. On the back, about 3 passes back here, maybe 3.5 on the side, and like I say, 5 passes back here. A little weed eating against the house right there. Okay, a little weed eating on this side. This is basically the neighbors, so I just edged it up, and probably about 6 passes on the front. And then of course I weed eat the in the beds a little bit. We're gonna talk about doing some more of that. Edge all the way around. Show you this real quick. Even up to this side right here. Edge all of that. So my question is, what would you guys charge for that? And we're talking pricing today, because a lot of people have questions about pricing and when to price, and when is the best time of the year to get yards, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, you guys tell me what you think, and we'll be back, try to get you some video. Alright guys, I'm back, and the conversation for today is, when is the best time to get customers?
In 400 feet, turn right on Pittsburgh Avenue.
When is the best time?
In 500 feet.
Sorry, I get to my commercial property. When is the best time to get customers for
turn left on North Cherry Street.
Hold on. This thing ain't. My phone isn't obeying my command. Alright. When is the best time to get customers for business, for lawn care?
In a quarter of a mile, turn right on West 20th Street.
In my experience, the best time for us to get, for me personally, to get business for lawn care is going to be during this time of the year. Right around fall, right before fall, because now you can kind of dictate your price on what you want it to be. And what I mean by that,
turn right on West 20th Street.
What I mean by that is simply when somebody calls you this time of year, you want to make sure you're available.
In 900 feet, turn left on Thurman Street.
And the reason why you want to make sure you're available is because when you're because when they call you, they're in like desperate need for help.
Turn left on Thurman Street.
And what I mean by that is that, you know, either one or two things. This guy's got
In
his trailer
1.6
wide
miles,
open.
turn left on Brookstown Avenue.
Well, it's either one or two things is going to happen. So either I may have to re-record this. I don't know because all the background noise. But so when you get that phone call this time of year, either they had a bad experience with a lawn care guy already, and they want to switch out so bad, and they don't care how much you charge. Usually that's going to be the case this time of year, and you want to kind of I don't want to say take advantage, but you want to get that opportunity that you can, because what's going to happen is hopefully you guys are going to go in there, do a great job, and you're going to basically convince them that they were right by switching to you. But the main thing about this time of year is the amount of money that you charge. And I've been doing this technique for a couple of years now, and it always winds up letting me be the most profitable for the next season. And what it is that I do is, towards this time of year, if I'm gonna charge, say for instance, if I go to a yard and I'm just using these numbers, say if I charge like normally $40 for it, I might charge like $15 more. And the reason being is because I want to make sure I secure my properties for next year. And by charging $15 more, I can secure those properties because they realize, hey, this guy came in clutch for me last year, and he's available. You know, he does good work. He does what I need him to do. Shows up on time. You know, overall, he's got a good attitude. All of that good stuff that maybe the other guy didn't have. And so, but the main thing that I'm finding out is that people are looking for reliability out here, and it's just, in a lot of cases, it's not existing. And so, for me, when I'm out here and people see me coming every 2 weeks on schedule, you know, they see that I'm doing good work, they see that I'm not cutting any corners, all that good stuff, you know, they want to hire me. And that's exactly the type of people that you want. Because they'll more likely stick with you for, you know, helping them out. I've been doing this technique, like I said, for the last 2 or 3 years, and it's been working out pretty good for me, because the next season, where normally through the normal season where I might charge, you know, 45 or 50 bucks, now I can charge 50 to 60 bucks and retain that customer for the next year. And to me, you know, that's everything. So that way, by the next time I come and I go to do their property for the next season, I already know I'm starting out with good money for the next year, and I don't have to wait for my money, you know, to build up like, you know, in previous years. So shout out, I think my guy name is Quality, I think his name is Quality Cuts Lawn Care. I like to price a little bit higher than I normally would through the regular cutting season, and that way on the previous year or the next year, I'll be able to get, you know, retain that customer and then start out with making more money. And what that does is, a lot of the other customers that may be a little bit less than the amount that you quoted to the other people. So like if I say $50 or $60 per yard, if I start out there for the next season, then the people that I've had previously, I can either raise the rate or drop them depending on how my schedule works, and if they're a headache or not. And then the next properties, you know, going forward, so like the next year, I might start at 60 and charge 65. That way, when the next season comes in, I'll be making that much more, if that makes sense. Because people are already going to know that you're reliable because they're looking at you and they're seeing that the work that you do. And also, they're going to be like, I don't want to do that work next year. So, and you know, they can find somebody cheaper. and that's okay. But you're looking at maximizing your potential property as much as possible, and make sure you do a good job. That's the main thing. So yeah, so I know it went around the bend a little bit, but to answer the question, I think this is the best time of year, right before fall, when people are desperate and need lawn care. You don't want to really do it in the spring, because people are searching in the spring. By the time spring gets here, you know, people are still searching, and they're looking for a way to possibly get more estimates, more quotes and stuff like that. At the end of the season, or towards the end of the season, people are looking like, okay, I need to find a guy that's reliable. I don't care how much it costs, what I gotta do, how much I gotta pay him. I need reliability at this point. So that's my input on how to price and when to price, or when to go up. Because, and that's another thing, that's another point that I'm just thinking about. When you have to go up for the next season, because prices are going up, gas is going up, you won't have to move for your newer customers, because you're already making top tier, unless they volunteer, or unless you feel like you didn't price it right. So it's very rare that I feel like I didn't price a yard right. Very rare. I have done that before, just like anybody else, just like any other rookie. I have done that before. Now the property that I just showed you, the little small property, probably takes me about 15 minutes to do by myself. And believe it or not, I get $50 for that property. And I just started doing it. I've probably done it 4 times now. So a couple of months ago is when I picked it up. And I picked up that property because I was doing another property, which was a little bit bigger than that property, not too much bigger, but it was a little bit bigger than that property, and I also get $50 for that property. So I'll say within 30 minutes or so, I made $100, because neither one of those properties takes me longer than 20 minutes to complete. So just kind of an idea to what you guys can do with those smaller properties. My man at Quality, I think it's Quality Cuts Lawn Care, shout out to him. He was doing a video on cutting a $35 property. And I started out doing, when I first started, of course, years ago, I was doing like $25 cuts. And you know, you do a couple of those and you feel like you made some money, but I was pushing back then. And now I do my minimum, I'm pushing my minimum to $40, and that's for properties smaller than what I just showed you guys. But again, my prices is going up this year at the end of the year, and that way people will know, hey, this guy is going to charge $50 next year. So my minimum was probably starting at $50. You're not going to get everybody at $50, but you'll get the customers that's willing to pay that amount. And once they pay that amount, you know, you're good. But yeah, even at those smaller yards, you want to get the max amount of money as you can, because I know some people, they'll charge, ooh, he's cutting with his chute blocker open towards traffic. I can't stand when I see that. But you'll get some customers who don't want to pay the amount, and I need to stop and get gas too, that you're asking for. But that's okay, because there's plenty of people out there that will, and you're just making room on your schedule for the ones that will. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here, and coming up to my next property pretty soon, my next 2 properties, I believe, pretty soon. So I want to get to them and knock those out pretty quickly. I still got quite a few to get done today, and I'm gonna try to get those done, and that way I can get back home, and I got to get some maintenance work out the way today. So hopefully that wasn't too long, but hopefully you kind of get the idea of the picture of what I'm trying to say. And yeah, stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, just finished my day today. I only had 7 to do today, so today is always one of my, every other Monday is a light Monday for me. Usually I do about 10 to 14 yards a day. But today is a light day and I had to get some other stuff done anyway, so it works out. But let me ask y'all a question. I mean, I noticed that it's been getting darker earlier. You guys get up earlier and go out earlier to compensate for some of that time, or do you guys just still go out at the same time and try to catch up throughout the week? Last week I got about 3 yards behind, and then I was able to catch up towards the end of the week, but Saturday I was still left over with 1 yard. And so I wound up doing it Saturday, which I hate because usually that's my Saturday off. But haven't been able to get a Saturday off in a while. Due to just odd and end jobs, mulch jobs, and pine needle, just odd end jobs, clean out my flower beds, clean out my garden beds, mulch something, trim back some trees, that kind of thing. Spray this, spray that. I usually leave all of that for my weekend projects. So I got quite a bit of properties now that I maintain, so it's a lot more Saturday work. It's not like mowing, but it's just work, just doing a bunch of work stuff. But anyway, yeah, daylight savings time is coming up close up on us. It's time for us to get ready for fall cleanups, seeding, aeration, fertilizing, all that good stuff. So you guys already know, this is quality lawn care fit for a king.